It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show on S3, and my lovely, we are in the business of having really important conversations this morning, which I love, okay? Because when we look at our lives as South Africans, there are so many of us who have to work longer and longer hours. And whether you're someone who started a business years ago or you're just starting your entrepreneurship journey, my friend, at some point you are going to have to deal with having a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a problem when it comes to business conflict. So this is why we have the Companies Tribunal that is here to always save the day, and more than anything else, help you out a little bit. They are, of course, a world-class adjudicatory and dispute resolution organization that contributes to what we call the promotion of fair and ethical business practices throughout the Republic of South Africa. And today, here to chat to us, it is, of course, the registrar of the Companies Tribunal. It is, of course, Salvi Makwasha. Hello, Salvi.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you good?
I'm good.
That's good, Salvi. Listen, when I hear, Companies Tribunal, it sounds like someone who's going to fight for me. It's going to fight for the people. It's going to make sure that we are 100%, taken care of when it comes to business. But I have to ask you, what is the mandate of the tribunal?
Okay, good morning to your viewers, and thanks for having me.
Of course.
The mandate of the Companies Tribunal is, in terms of the Companies Act number 71 of 2008. The tribunal is established in terms of the Companies Act to resolve company dispute through mediation, conciliation, and arbitration. The other leg of the Companies Tribunal in terms of implementation of our mandate is in relation to adjudication. We can adjudication application in relation to name dispute, removal of directors, as well as the extension of time to hold annual general meetings. The Companies Tribunal is established mainly to resolve company dispute speedily and for free of charge. So the mandate of the Companies Tribunal doesn't only limit the tribunal in terms of adjudication of application, but it further empowers the tribunal to review the decision issued by Companies and Intellectual Properties Commission.
Amazing. You see, Salvi, when you say free of charge, you have me with you. I absolutely love that, because especially when you find yourself in a little bit of a bind, in a little bit of a dispute, it sometimes is a thing that you do need money to keep yourself going. And the fact that you guys are like, you know what, we're thinking of our people, the ones that we need to help out, and it's free of charge, it's absolutely incredible. But then I want to ask you, why are the services for your organization offered at no cost at all?
Yes, the reason why our services are for free is because we are an entity of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. Yes. Firstly, we get our funding from National Treasury through the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition to assist companies that are in financial distress. As we know, litigation is very expensive, and most companies cannot actually afford to resolve their dispute through court processes. So it was important that the Companies Tribunal is established to ensure that these companies that are in financial distress have got recourse when they've got dispute, because when companies experience dispute, there are also job securities on the line. So the government of the Republic of South Africa saw it fit to ensure that the tribunal or an institution like the Companies Tribunal is established to ensure that these companies that are in financial distress are actually taken care of. Because at most, you find that it's very difficult to actually approach an attorney to actually initiate litigation process when you don't have even cash, because most companies, we actually cater for small companies that cannot even actually afford to actually appoint an attorney. So the DTIC saw it fit to actually establish an entity called the Companies Tribunal to actually deal with this company dispute. So as I've indicated earlier, that there are quite a number of disputes that can actually be referred to the Companies Tribunal. So in terms of the dispute, we actually adjudicate on issues such as name dispute. Name is very important, and then quite often we don't actually get to understand the impact. For example, now I'm at Expresso. I can't actually go to CIPC and register a name called Expresso. So, of course, you have to get to understand the process of actually name registration and then name reservation, so that you can avoid this actually protracted litigation. Because if you don't have this knowledge, you will end up actually having a name that is actually confusingly similar, to an extent that at some stage you will receive letter of demand from the attorney of these big corporates that you have to change your name. So as the Companies Tribunal, we assist companies, but though we are not responsible for registration of companies, ours is to deal with dispute. But however, we are also able to actually guide parties, our client, if ever they are actually encountered with such maybe threat from this attorney of these big corporates in terms of names. So you can approach the Companies Tribunal, where you can actually file an application if there's any dispute in that regard. So the other one, we've got the issue of removal of a director. Quite often, we don't understand our responsibilities as directors of companies.
We don't.
The Companies Act is very clear in terms of standard conduct of directors as well as the responsibilities of directors. If one director is found to be acting in contrary to what the Act prescribed, the other director can actually file for a removal of that particular director.
Yeah.
But however, the Companies Tribunal is only limited to a company with not more than 2 directors. Because if the company has got more than 2 directors, there are other processes that can be followed. That particular director can be removed in terms of the resolution. Because if the company has got more than 3 directors, of course, there can be a resolution to remove that other director. The reason why the tribunal is only limited to 2 directors is because you cannot have you cannot pass a resolution because there will not be a majority because you are only 2.
I hear that. And I then need to ask you very quickly, Selby, why has the tribunal, reduced the turnaround times to issue decisions? What was that about?
The reason why we issued the turnaround time to issue our decision is because we wanted to ensure speedy resolution of company dispute. Because the more we resolve this dispute, there will be stability and then there will be job security. So we reduced our turnaround times from 30 days on unopposed matters, because in the previous financial year, our turnaround times were 30 days for unopposed matters, 40 days for opposed matters, and 25 days to resolve our alternative dispute resolution. But however, in this financial year, we have reduced our turnaround times for opposed matters from 30 days to 25 days, 40 days for 40 days for opposed matter to 35 days, and 25 days for alternative dispute resolution to 20 days. The reason why we are doing this is to ensure that we want to resolve a company dispute speedily and with no cost.
And that's what we deserve. And very quickly, Selby, before I let you go, how does one go about filing an application with the Companies Tribunal?
Okay, for one to file an application with the Companies Tribunal, you actually have to complete a prescribed form. That is the only part when you want to file an application through a manual process. You complete a prescribed form, and then you have to you can send it through by email, or you can even visit our offices in Pretoria.
Yes.
We are situated in Sunnyside at DTI campus, or alternatively, because the technology is evolving, we put a case management system.
Yes.
You can log into our website, which is www.companiestribunal, where you can actually register on our case management system so that you can file your application electronically.
Thank you so much, Selby, and well done for all the great work that you guys are doing. We appreciate it.
Okay. No, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. I always say the guys who are fighting for the small guys are the ones who indeed are heroes. And this is why, my friend, if you're looking for an organization that is independent to represent you and your company and hopefully be able to, settle these disputes in the best way, then, my friend, you are looking for the Companies Tribunal indeed. I want to give you that specific organization yet again. It is companiestribunal.org.za. It is fairly, without fear, as well as, of course, favor and prejudice and everything else in between that you deserve when it comes to being represented. And, of course, it is the Companies Tribunal. Right about now, though, I know that Rael is doing the things in Cape Town. Hi, my Rael.